Good day everyone, my name is Severo Vitalipo and I'm honored to present an exploration of Philippine linguistics as part of our course on the structures of Philippine languages under the guidance of our professor, Dr. Julie Grace M. Ducalias of the School of Advanced Education of Mountain Province State Polytechnic College. Today, we will delve into three key areas: semantics, historical linguistics, and sociolinguistics within the Philippine context. This comprehensive overview aims to provide insights into the intricate structure and dynamic changes that characterize Philippine languages. Let's begin with semantics in Philippine languages. Semantics, the study of meaning in language, plays a crucial role in understanding how meaning is constructed and interpreted. This presentation will focus on the diverse and culturally rich Philippine languages, exploring how meaning is conveyed and comprehended. The Philippines is a home of over 180 languages and dialects, each influenced by various historical, cultural, and social factors. Our goal today is to examine how words and phrases are used and interpreted across these languages. Context plays a significant role in the interpretation of meaning in Philippine languages. For example, in Tagalog, the word bahala can mean responsibility or faith, depending on the context. Let's look at some specific examples. In Tagalog, the word sala can mean living room in a domestic context, or sin or fault in a moral context. Similarly, sama or sama can mean to accompany or bad or negative, and bato can refer to stone or kidney based on context. Pragmatics, which deals with language use in contexts, is closely tied to semantics in Philippine languages. In Tagalog, adding po conveys respect, naman adds emphasis, and nga provides confirmation. These markers alter the meaning of statements significantly. Lexical semantics, which delves into the word meanings in their structure, reveals interesting features like polysemy. In Cebuano, bata can mean child or clothes, while in Tagalog, bahay can mean both house and home, depending on the context. Semantic fields are groups of related words that reflect cultural and environmental factors. For instance, the Hanuno language has many terms for different kinds of rice. The Tagalog has diverse words related to water, showcasing the language's nuanced understanding of this phenomena. Philippine languages have borrowed extensively from Spanish, English, and Chinese due to historical interactions. For example, the Spanish cilia means chair and retains this meaning in Tagalog, but also extends to other types of seats. Similarly, the English tricycle has been adapted to mean a motorized three-wheeled vehicle in the Philippines. In conclusion, understanding semantics is vital for grasping how meaning is constructed and interpreted in the Philippine languages. Context and cultural nuances play crucial roles in this process. This richness and complexity reflect the diverse linguistic heritage of the Philippines. Now, let's move on to the Philippine historical linguistics. Philippine historical linguistics is essential for understanding the linguistic, cultural, and historical development of the Philippines. This presentation will focus on how two significant aspects: language change and evolution, and the reconstruction of Proto-Philippine. Language change is influenced by various factors such as migration, colonial history, trade, and technological changes. These elements have shaped the evolution of languages in the Philippines. Migration and settlement patterns have led to the mixing of languages. For example, the movement of Visayan people to Mindanao has resulted in the blending of Visayan languages with the native Mindanao languages. Similarly, the migration of Tagalog speakers to other parts of the Philippines has influenced local languages like Cebuano. Colonial history, including Spanish and American rules, has significantly influenced Philippine languages. Spanish loanwords such as mesa, meaning table, silla, meaning chair, and iglesia, meaning church, are commonly used. American colonization introduced English terms like television, computer, and school. Trade with neighboring countries like China and India introduced new words into Philippine languages. For instance, the Hokkien word kwe evolved into kwek-kwek, a popular street food. Indian influences is seen in words like guru and mantra. Technological and societal changes continue to impact language use. The rise of the internet and social media has introduced new slang such as selfie, viral, and hashtag. Advances in technology have brought in terms like software, hardware, and application. Language evolution can be observed through phonological, morphological, syntactic, and semantic changes. For example, in Tagalog, kalinawan simplified to linaw. Morphological changes are seen in verbs forms like sumulat, sumusulat, and susulat. Syntactic changes include the shift from VSO to SVO order influenced by English. Semantic shifts are evident in words like harot, which originally mean playful, but now oftentimes implies flirtatious. The reconstruction of Proto-Philippine involves methods like comparative analysis, internal reconstruction, lexical reconstruction, and grammar reconstruction. These methods help linguists infer the characteristics of the common ancestors of Philippine languages. Comparative analysis uses cognates to identify patterns of sound change. For instance, the word for eye is mata in Tagalog, Cebuano, and Ilocano, suggesting it was likely mata in Proto-Philippine. Similarly, apoy in Tagalog and Ilocano points to a Proto-Philippine root, apoy. Internal reconstruction involves analyzing irregularities within a single language. In Tagalog, ganda for beauty compared to maganda for beautiful suggests an earlier form, ma plus ganda. In Cebuano, the verb kaon, meaning to eat, becoming nakaon for ate, indicates an older form with na as a separate morpheme. Lexical reconstruction examines shared vocabulary to infer the lexicon of Proto-Philippine. Numbers like 2 shows consistency across languages, dalawa in Tagalog, duha in Cebuano, and dua in Ilocano, suggesting a Proto-Philippine form, dua. Similarly, tubig in Tagalog and Cebuano points a Proto-Philippine root, tubig. On the other hand, the grammar of Proto-Philippine, including its syntax and morphology, is reconstructed by analyzing patterns in descendant languages. The complex affixation in Tagalog verbs such as and in suggests similar structure in Proto-Philippine. The VSO word order found in Ilocano indicates a similar syntactic structure in Proto-Philippine. Reconstruction of Proto-Philippine has revealed a simple vowel system and a more complex consonant system. It also suggests a rich system of affixes for verbs and a VSO word order. The reconstructed vocabulary include terms for natural elements, kinship, and basic activities, reflecting the daily life of Proto-Philippine speakers. The reconstructed language provides clues about the culture and lifestyle of Proto-Philippine speakers. Terms related to fishing such as isda for fish and agriculture such as palay for rice indicate the importance of these activities in Proto-Philippine society. In conclusion, understanding language change and the reconstruction of Proto-Philippine offers valuable insights into the linguistic heritage and historical development of the Philippines. These studies enhance our appreciation of the diverse linguistic landscape of the country. Now, let's move on to the Philippine sociolinguistics. The sociolinguistic landscape of the Philippines is characterized by its rich linguistic diversity and the dynamic interplay between various languages. Let us explore two critical areas: language variation and change in social context, and language policy and planning. The Philippines is a home to over 180 languages and dialects, reflecting its complex historical, cultural, and social fabric. Major languages include Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, Ilagaynon, Bicolano, and Waray. Filipino, the standardized form of Tagalog, serves as the national language alongside English. Several factors contribute to language variation in the Philippines. The geographic distribution of the archipelago leads to distinct linguistic communities. Social stratification results in different language uses across social classes. Migration and urbanization foster code switching and urban dialects. Media and technology accelerates language change with new forms of communication. The geographic distribution of the Philippines fosters unique linguistic traits. For instance, Cebuano spoken in Cebu has notable differences from the Cebuano spoken in Davao. Similarly, Waray spoken in Eastern Samar has distinct features compared to Waray spoken in Northern Samar. Language use varies across social classes and contexts. English is often associated with formal education, business, and government, while Filipino and other regional languages are used in everyday conversation. A person might use Filipino with friends and family, but will switch to English in official capacities. Internal migration and urbanization lead to the blending of languages. In cities like Manila, Taglish is common, where speakers alternate between Filipino and English within a single conversation, reflecting the diverse linguistic background and the need to navigate multiple linguistic contexts. Media and digital communication platforms introduce new forms and alter language use. Jejemon emerged from texting and online messaging, and Lodi is a reversed form of idol used on social media. These changes illustrates the impact of technology on language. Language change in the Philippines can be seen through code switching, such as Taglish, and lexical borrowing from Spanish and English. Phonological changes include the assimilation of sounds, and syntactic changes are evident in the use of English prepositions in Filipino sentences. Language policies in the Philippines has evolved from the Spanish era through the American period to the present. Current policies focus on education, language preservation, and the use of Filipino in media and communication. During the Spanish era, Spanish was the official language of the government and education. The American period introduced English as the medium of instruction, and in the post-independence, Filipino and English were established as official languages, balancing national cohesion and global competitiveness. The current language policy in the Philippines includes the Mother Tongue-based Multilingual Education or MTBMLE program, which uses the mother tongue as medium of instruction from kindergarten to grade 3. Efforts to document and revitalize endangered languages are ongoing, and the use of Filipino in media is encouraged to promote national identity. Challenges in language policy include resource constraints for implementing MTB-MLE, balancing support for regional languages, and the dominance of English due to globalization. Future direction should focus on sustainable practices, integrating technology in language preservation, and fostering inclusive policies. In conclusion, understanding language variation and effective language policy are crucial for preserving the linguistic diversity of the Philippines while fostering national unity and global competitiveness. Continued research and proactive policies are essential for navigating challenges and harnessing the benefits of this linguistic diversity. Overall, we have explored the semantic structure that help us understand the meanings and nuances of language, traced the historical evolution of the Philippine languages, influenced by various factors, and examined the sociolinguistic dynamics of language variation and policy in the Philippines. These interconnected areas highlight the rich linguistic tapestry of our nation. Moving forward, it is crucial to focus on sustainable practices in language preservation, conduct continuous research, and implement inclusive language policies. Together, these efforts will ensure the vitality and richness of Philippine languages for future generations. Thank you.